interesting poll was conducted in 2018 by International Alert and the British Council. The poll was examining different perceptions on peace and conflict around the world. More than 100,000 people from 15 different countries were asked to share their views. The poll shows that when asked what governments should spend on more to promote peace, 24% of all people respond that teaching peace, tolerance and conflict resolution in schools should receive more funding. It was the second most popular answer in the poll, and it shows that people believe in and support peace education.
Imagine if everyone learnt peace-building skills as standard all around the world, both children and adults, giving them the tools to address the conflicts which we know they're going to experience in their lives, allowing them to speak up non-violently when they experience harm, when they experience injustice, and change things for the better. That's what peace education is about.
Peace is the absence of fear. And right now, there's a lot of fear all over the world. Not only in places like Yemen or Afghanistan, but also in many countries here in Europe. There are communities here who live with daily fear because of police brutality, state violence, structural racism, and patriarchal laws. And so we're living in a world where the social contract is really broken, and peace education can help rebuild social cohesion. And that is the first step towards living in peace.
Now more than ever, peace education has to be a priority.
I'm the National Field Coordinator of TTT. TTT is a peace-building program that equips and supports communities at the grassroots level to address underlying causes of violence and injustices. Yes, peace education transforms communities and builds peace. In Rwanda, we experienced a very bad education, which is hatred education, for many years, and in that education, people were taught to hate one another. The values and attitude was full of hatred, and the conflicts grew up, and that education of hatred continues until we reached to 1994 when Rwanda recognized the genocide against the Tutsi in 1994. It was a very bad situation, and the country was destroyed in all angles, and the people were hating one another. There was no harmony, there was no togetherness. But good at that, what is that after 1994, the government of Rwanda, many people, different local NGOs, international NGOs started introducing different peace-building programs with different peace-building approaches to start this journey of peace education, start this journey of reconciliation. A lot has been done and many more are to be done, so it is a continuous journey. As I speak now, I can just let everyone who is watching this video know that this process needs to involve everyone, people of all age groups, because when everyone is involved, now it grows faster and you can start seeing the output, the transformation.
What we know here in Finland, that equal access to good quality education can help to heal nations to recover from violent conflicts. A violent conflict in my country, a brutal civil war that happened some 100 years ago, is no longer affecting my life, and a lot of that is thanks to the education system that we have in this country. Here at CMI, we bring peace education to young people in Finland. They no longer recover from a violent conflict that happened here in Finland, but they do have conflicts in their everyday life. We all do, sometimes small, sometimes bigger. The big message that we want to bring with us to these young people is that conflicts can be resolved.
Peer mediation can completely transform conflicts and build peace. I'm going to talk about my experience of being a peer mediator in a sixth form that was attached to a secondary school. So I was really lucky to be part of our peer mediation team at sixth form. We were really lucky in our school that it was seen as such a core part of our school, the mediation team. Everybody knew who the mediators were. They were a group of about 20 sixth formers that had sufficient training from Southwark Mediation Centre, and it was quite a tough job to apply and get in, but we were very lucky that we did. And the mediators would basically sort out the problems between younger year groups, and sometimes we even had to do mediation cases between teachers and children as well. So that was really interesting. I think peer mediation can completely transform conflicts, but I think it's so important, and it only really works if the whole school ethos is on board with it as well.
I'm one of the youth trained by Turning the Tide, TTT, in the district of Rubavu, one of the districts of Rwanda. This training became an eyes opener to me, and the time I started doing the different peace activities in my community, peace education transformed really violent conflict and build peace.
Peace education seeks to nurture kind of those dispositions and attitudes that are necessary for engaging in transformative action for peaceful change. Now, there's also a relational level, right? So education for peace prepares learners with knowledge and skills to constructively manage and transform interpersonal and social conflicts, for example. It's education, in other words, it's education for learning to live together, preparing citizens for being able to live peacefully in diverse and increasingly pluralistic societies such as we are dealing with in the world today.
For me, peaceful pedagogy isn't just the content of the curriculum. It's not just learning about the non-violent direct action that's been taken by people to bring about positive change in the world. It's not just about learning the strategies for engaging with other people. It's also about how the whole school works, how its systems, how its structures work. It's about thinking deeply about things like whether assessment is fair, whether you're evaluating how children are or how people are by the best possible criteria, and what outcomes you think you would like for everybody in your community, not just the learners, but the teachers, the cleaners, the head teacher, everybody there.